everybody. So if I can't talk very well, that's because this makeup is really constricting my mouth. But I was kind of inspired by the Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland, but I really wanted to do a more twisted version and sort of make it my own. And I've been seeing a lot of like Chelsea smile and interpretations, so I decided to blend the two together, and yeah, I really dig it. And this can honestly go with any costume if you so choose. I will say the blood that I used is a teensy bit messy, and by a teensy bit I mean really. So I suggest getting a blood that dries because this stuff gets everywhere. So my hands are covered in it. It's kind of gross, but it looks cool nonetheless. So yeah, it is a little time consuming, but once you get the technique down, you're good to go, and you can get all of the supplies at your local Halloween store or find them on Amazon for pretty cheap. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's just get into the tutorial. Okay, so first I'm going to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm filling them in a little bit darker and with a little bit of a different shape than I would normally do it. I'm just adding a little bit of more of an arch than I normally have. I wanted them to look really sinister and evil. You can choose whatever eyebrow shape you wanted to. I just felt like this suited the look. Right now I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate, which is generally speaking pretty dark for my eyebrows, and I have generally pretty dark eyebrows to begin with, so I suggest going a few shades darker than your normal eyebrows if you choose to do this eyebrow look for your Chelsea. Just adding a little bit more of a definition to the arch. I think I'm using a brush from Ulta here, but any really like thin angled brush would work. That's just what I prefer. And my eyebrows are generally speaking a little bit more rounded than like peaked, if that makes sense. Okay, so here you see me using the Nye Bruise Wheel, and this comes in so much handy, that doesn't make sense, but when you want to create zombie looks or dark circles. So this is really a trial and error type of thing. I just suggest using a lot of the same colors that you would find in a natural under eye circle. I just wanted my skin to look really sallow and sort of obviously like I've been tortured. You're not going to have perfectly clear under eyes when you have this gory look going on. So I just brought a little bit of the purple color onto my eyelid to make it sort of look like broken capillaries, and later you'll see me put a little bit around my nose, again to look like broken capillaries. And I also wanted it to look a little bruised, which is why I'm using the yellows and the greens. There you see me using a little bit of the red around my nose. I'm going to use just a white pencil. This one happens to be from NYX, and I am drawing out an outline of where I want my sort of Chelsea smile Cheshire cat mouth to be. And this is just a guideline. I am planning to go outside of this, and I ended up going outside of this, but that's not a big deal. So here you see me using a little bit of liquid latex on just a regular sponge. I ended up abandoning this and just using the brush that the liquid latex came with. And I'm using just ripped up tissues. I suggest peeling the two plies apart. That way you don't get such a thick chunk. And I'm just painting on the liquid latex over it and just creating, it'll naturally create sort of ripples and wrinkles and things like that, which torn skin tends to create. This is also just trial and error. You find out what looks good and what doesn't look too good, and it's honestly, it's one of those things that you do. I can't just sit here and tell you how to do it. You kind of have to do it yourself, which is why I considered actually not doing a video on this, but I thought you guys would want to see it anyway. So as you can see, I've already done one side, and it's really difficult to explain what I'm doing, but basically I decided to go over my mouth and then sort of tear open a hole as to like around my lips. So, you know, in theory, if you're going to wear this to like a party or something, you could eat and drink and things like that. I do suggest being careful though, because liquid latex, even in its dry form, does not taste very good. So I just suggest being very careful. But you will see me later like sort of rip it open around where my mouth is. Also, the biggest tip I can give you is make sure you blend around the edges so it blends seamlessly in with your skin. I don't think I did a fantastic job at this, but then again, when it comes to special effects makeup and, you know, liquid latex, I'm kind of a beginner. Taking a little bit of my normal foundation. This is a teensy bit lighter than, you know, what I would normally go for, but I'm just blending this over where the is, and this way the tissue, like white color, doesn't come through, and the liquid latex is further blended into my skin, and it just makes it look a lot more seamless. Here, I am powdering a little bit. This will help get rid of sort of like the sticky feeling, and this will come in really handy when you sort of tear open the little hole around your lips. And here you see me grabbing a pair of scissors, and just be careful, sorry, my voice caught, around like the edges of your lips. I suggest using sort of a pointy tweezer instead of the slanted ones. It just gets a lot more of a, it's just easier. Also, to make it look a little more realistic, you can just tear off little pieces as you go. I do suggest, as you see me later on, I do suggest gluing those down with a little bit of liquid latex around your lips. Just try not to go too far into your mouth. Also, you see me stretching my mouth here, and this just helps it become a lot more comfortable to like open your mouth and eat and talk and yada yada yada. Or else it's just too constricted. And here you see me trying to form the little pieces around my mouth and making sure none are like hanging in and, you know, making it really uncomfortable. And I also just glued down a little bit of those little pieces just so that they don't drive me crazy. I really suggest this. It just makes it look a lot more natural and, you know, seamless and everything like that. And also just make sure this dries, and when you make it, when you're waiting for it to dry, open your mouth so it doesn't just stick your lips together, because that's not comfortable. It's the whole reason why we put the, you know, hole there anyway. And I am putting more foundation over my natural lip color. This doesn't really matter at all because you're just gonna put, you know, blood and that kind of thing in there, but the powder really does matter. That way your lips aren't constantly sticking together. I don't necessarily recommend making out with anybody, just so you know, because you're gonna get disgusting things all over their face. And here you see me powdering. This is super important because the liquid latex, even dry, is naturally very sticky. I'm using the Revlon Nearly Naked powder, which I love this powder. And here you see me taking more of that dark red from the Bruise Wheel from Ben Nye and just doing this all over my lips and sort of outlining the Chelsea smile. This is sort of Joker from Batman-esque, but you'll see me add more depth later. And I think I'm using a brush from Real Techniques, but you'll see me go in with different brushes and sort of add little by little more definition with different colors and all that jazz. So me using more of the green and yellow around like the cheek area, and this will just create more of a bruising and aggravation around like the sort of the torn skin. And then I'm using a little bit more of the dark red inside where the quote-unquote rip is, and I really recommend doing this more concentrated on the inner part of your, the outer part of your lips. I'm then taking the brighter red and sort of stippling this around where the torn skin is. That way it kind of looks like smeared blood. And yeah, I'm just stippling that around and making sure that I get in the corners of my lips, because a Chelsea smile is taking the corners of your lips, sorry to be graphic, but it's taking the corners of your lips and just tearing them open. Yeah, this video is not for the faint of heart. I think you've kind of gathered that by now. And I believe this is where I come in. Nope, just kidding. I am further defining with the purple and the dark blood red, and like I said, concentrating it a lot more in the outer corner of the lips to sort of look and mimic the torn effect. And this is the blood. I'm just using Nye Stage Blood. This isn't like the best blood in the world, I don't think. There are ones that dry, but I'm just dripping this into the wound with a cotton bud or a Q-tip or a cotton swab or whatever you want to call it. This blood does not taste good, so try not to get in your mouth. Trust me. Try not to like get it on your fingers and stuff, because you're going to be sticking to things all night. So yeah, it's just really haphazardly just dripping the blood and getting it into those corners and just stippling it around the corners so it kind of looks like it's oozing out. This is really disgusting to describe. And then I am going back in with the bruise wheel and sort of making my eyes look even more aggravated and more puffy, and like I kind of haven't slept because I'm in so much pain and da-da-da-da-da. I'm trying to make this look as realistic as possible, even though I don't really know realistically what this looks like, to be completely honest. So, yeah, it looks really intense right now, but just keep blending and blending and blending and blending. That's all I can really tell you when it comes to creating dark circles and aggravation. It's just all blending. So, yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Make sure you request videos down below for me to do. I have a couple planned, but I still need some ideas. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.